Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa, and I am so glad that you clicked on this video and are going to spend some time with me in my kitchen on this evening. My son asked me earlier in the week if I would do a few lunch preps for him for the week, and so he picked out what he wanted. He bought the stuff and brought it to me, and I told him that I would put it together for him. And so I'm going to be making orange chicken for his lunches this week. And then after that, I'm going to fix mine and my husband's dinner. We are going to have steak fajitas, simple little steak fajita, nothing fancy. And then after that, I'm going to make a oatmeal. I can't remember the name exactly, but it's an oatmeal breakfast that I can cut up and have for the rest of the week. And then I also have a tea drink that I'm going to be making as well. So I hope that you all will stick around for that. First things first, though, my cat Pippa is ready for her dinner, and if I don't do this now, she will meow the entire time I'm in the kitchen. So, if you have a cat, you know how annoying that can be. Love her to death, but whew. So I'm getting Miss Pippa taken care of, and then I'm going to get my ingredients together. So this orange chicken recipe, I got it from Pinterest. I will link it down below. I am doubling the recipe. It says it's 6 servings. Like the original recipe is for 6 servings, but it seemed like small portions. So I doubled it, and it was just right for him, for his lunches for a whole week. So here I am just zesting, and then I'm going to be juicing these oranges. I am making the sauce that will essentially cook the noodles and then simmer down to make a little bit of a thick sauce. But to the orange juice and the orange zest, I'm going to be adding water, sugar, rice wine vinegar, and soy sauce, and I think that's all except for the Asian spice mix. Now, the recipe called for an Asian mix. You can find it at the grocery store. However, my son could not find it, so I told him that I would put one together. And so again, I went to Pinterest, and I can link this recipe as well. It's just a simple little Asian spice mix. The recipe calls for sesame seeds. I didn't have those, so you don't have to have them to make this recipe good. So this doesn't have the sesame seeds, but it does have chives, onion powder, garlic powder, ginger, and I want to say something else, maybe pepper. I can't remember, but like I said, I will link it below. And so you're just going to put all of those ingredients together in a bowl. You want to mix it thoroughly, and then you're just going to set it to the side until you are ready for it. And then I'm going to get my chicken. I have 2 chicken breasts here. I'm going to cut off any fat pieces or any skin where there's skin left on it, and then I'm just going to chop it up into bite-sized pieces. This recipe is actually fairly easy. There's a few steps to prepping and getting your things ready, but honestly, it's super easy to put together. So here I've got 2 eggs and salt and pepper, and this is the only time that I salt and pepper anything. With the the soy sauce in the sauce mixture, you don't need any more salt. Everything's seasoned really well. So this is the only time that I add it. So I'm going to mix that up, and then I'm going to get the chicken in with the eggs. Make sure every chicken piece is coated in the egg, and then I'm going to do a flour and cornstarch mixture, and then I'm going to put the chicken pieces into the cornstarch, and I'm going to try my best to get all of each piece coated very well, and then we'll get ready to fry it. Again, just do your best to get every piece coated in the flour and cornstarch mixture. And then you're going to heat some oil in the pan. At this point, you've got everything prepped. I have a bag of stir-fried vegetables, and I have a bag of coleslaw. That's just the cabbage and the carrots. And then I have my chicken and my sauce, and then the ramen noodle packs. Everything's ready to go at this point. So I'm going to heat the oil up in the pan. You don't need a lot, just coat the bottom. And then when you can put your chicken pieces in that oil and it starts to sizzle around the edges, you know that it's ready. So I think I had my temperature on like a medium high. But you want to try to get your chicken in a single layer. Try not to overlap anything best you can. And then don't move it. Don't mess with it. Let it get crunchy and brown on the bottom. Then you're going to flip it over and do the same to the other side. And you want to make sure at this point that your chicken is cooked all the way through, because this is the last time you'll be cooking it. The next time it's in the dish is when you're finishing and putting everything together. So make sure there is nothing pink in the chicken. And then when you're finished, you can set it out off to the side. It doesn't really get very greasy. I like the light texture of the flour and the cornstarch, but I do set it out on a napkin just in case there's any kind of residual grease left over. It'll catch that, absorb that. And then after this, I'm going to add my garlic to the pan, and it called for 3 cloves, but I just did 3 teaspoons, what I thought the equivalent of 3 cloves would be, and it was perfect. I add my sauce, and then I add the ramen noodles, not the seasoning pack to the ramen noodles, just the noodles. Cover it, cook the noodles, and then once the noodles are cooked all the way through, I took the lid off and I let it simmer down for a little bit just to get that sauce a little thicker. Once that sauce is to the desire that you want it, you can add all your ingredients, your vegetables, your coleslaw, your chicken back to it, stir it up really well, and oh my goodness, guys, this was so good. Here it is, I am making made 5 good little portions. His work folks, I think they were giving him a hard time when he said his mom packed his lunch. Now Alex is married and out of the house. He has a 10-month-old daughter, and so they were giving him a hard time until they tasted it. And then he said, they were like, "Can your mama make us lunch?" It was really good. So here I'm just frying up some peppers, onions, and garlic, and I'm adding this steak to the skillet. This steak was already seasoned with fajita seasoning. I had ordered something else from the grocery store and they didn't have it, so this is what they substituted it with. I'm just putting it on a tortilla, wrapping it up, and that is our dinner. You can add lettuce, sour cream, cheese, salsa, anything else you want to it. This was just plain and simple for me, and it was very good. So now I'm going to preheat my oven, and I'm going to get my ingredients for this breakfast that I'm going to have all week. And I am on an anti-inflammatory diet, so I'm trying my best to eat less processed foods, be more aware of what I'm eating, eat more vegetables, eat more fruits, and that, I'm not following it perfectly, but I am doing my best. I am doing better. It's not necessarily a weight loss diet for me. I have to do this because of an autoimmune situation I have, because I was sick a while back, and so there's lots of things going on in my body that I'm trying to take care of. I'm trying to make myself healthier, and it's been a journey, but I'm getting there. So all you do with this recipe, and again, I'll link it down below, I can't remember the exact name of it, but you're just going to put all of the ingredients in a bowl and mix it up. It's oats, vanilla, it's my homemade vanilla, eggs, baking powder, goodness I can't, and then a can of crushed pineapples, juice and all. You dump it and you mix it, and then I'm going to put it in the baking dish and put it in the oven for, it says 35 to 40 minutes. 35 minutes, mine was perfect. Again, this could not be easier. I remember watching Becky on Acre Homestead. She makes breakfast meals, like oatmeal breakfasts. She mixes all of her stuff up in the baking dish and saves herself on washing dishes. If I had thought about that beforehand, that's what I would have done too. So like I said, just get it in your baking dish and put it in the 350-degree oven for about 35 to 40 minutes. And you'll see here in a minute, it turned out really, really good. The recipe says that you can top it with some Greek yogurt or maple syrup. I topped mine with honey and it was very good. And you'll see here in a second too, the consistency. It's very dense, and it's not like a porridgey oatmeal. It's like an oatmeal, cakey oatmeal bar. If you needed to grab something and get out the door, you could cut this up and you would be able to do that. I wouldn't drizzle honey on it, but it's easy grab and go. Now, one thing I did do last night, I tasted it when it first came out of the oven, and it is better warm. When I fixed it this morning, I didn't heat it up, and I recommend heating it up. It's good both ways, but it's better heated up. The pineapple and the coconut were very good, and I thought also that maybe next time I make this, I might add a touch of cinnamon and or a little bit of banana. I think that would really kind of just take it over the top. So I'm just going to give it a taste. It's really, really, really good. And I hope that if you guys try it, you'll think the same thing too. Here I'm looking at the monitor, the baby monitor. My granddaughter was supposed to be taking a nap, but she was not interested at all in taking naps today. So she was in there playing. She'd get a stuffed animal and hug it and love on it, and it was so cute. So I was just watching her. But here in a second, I'm going to put a tea together, and I am using green tea. It's raspberry leaf tea and a lemon. I can't remember, but I'll show you here in just a second. And I'm going to take some of my fresh herbs that I grew. I have orange mint and some lemon balm, and I'm just going to put all of that into the tea kettle and let that steep. It takes about 10 minutes for it to boil. I sped it up. I spared you the 10 minutes of watching water boil, but I let it steep for about 10 minutes after it was finished boiling, and then all I did was add a little bit of honey to it. And then if you still need a little extra flavor, you can put a little bit of lemon juice. I had it there in case I needed it, but I didn't need it. It was good just the way it is. So anyway, I hope that if you guys give these recipes a try, you'll like them, enjoy them as much as we did. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. And hope y'all have a good rest of the day. Bye.